Here's my bike here. It's a, like I said, Wobbly Lightning. I love the color. They call it midnight blue. What the heck? Someone cut down all the trees. There were trees over here. They're gone now. That's city property. I guess the city decided to cut them down. I don't know. Weird. Let's go this way. Bike blogger here. Bike blogger here. Top of the day. Top of the day. Highway. No, top of the day. Topic of the day. Money well spent. Money well spent. Money well spent. What are some things I've bought over the years that I really like? That I would buy again, or I wish I could buy again? Well, I always try to buy, if I can, if it's not super expensive, I buy a backup. Let's go this way. For some things like gloves, I love these gloves. I wish I had bought a backup of these gloves. I did not buy a backup of these gloves. These are Fox gloves. I can't remember the name. Fox Sport or something. I don't know what the name of the actual company is, but for all this stuff, I'm gonna have a list of links, affiliate links that help me out in the comment section below, actually in the video description below, of all my stuff. Let's make a left here. Weird, the car was parked on the wrong side of the road, and he's parked, stalled there next to the fire hydrant. Oh, weird. Yeah, these are Fox gloves. They're, I'll have a link below, at least since you can't buy them anymore. Hopefully the link will take you to something similar. Up the hill. I've had them for years, these fingerless gloves, and they feel really nice. They got a little gel insert. So in addition to the padding on the, oh, it's a steep hill, on the bar tape, I also got the padding on the gloves. Steep hill. Whew. Road closed to local traffic. What is that? I'm local traffic. Let's go this way. I mean, who's local traffic, right? People who live here, maybe? Oh. Up. Sango Spade. That's all I need. I'm riding a Wobbly Lightning framed bicycle. It's an online bike. I think they have a physical store somewhere. They used to have one in LA, or they're based out of LA. And the guy who owned it sold it, and now I think they got a location in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then they moved to Colorado. I don't know. Anyway, you can buy this stuff online. Excellent bike. This is it down here. I've had it for years. I even had it through a crash with an SUV that ended up hospitalizing me, but it saved my life. And I have the original, I think it's the original fork. It's just the frame got smashed like an accordion. I got it on tape. Whew. But yeah, I love this bike. The minute I got it, I knew I loved it. Now let's go right. Last minute decisions. Now I've had this bike for like 10 years, I guess, or something. Let's make a left here. But the minute I pulled it out, I was like, wow, I love the color. It's like super lightweight. I never had such a lightweight bike before. I was like, wow, this thing's like a feather. Which also means it's more fragile, but it's just fine for holding my weight and everything, and my more aggressive riding style through potholes and whatnot. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Potholes are really annoying and dangerous for a cyclist, but a beat up road is actually a natural calming feature of a road. If you have a really, really bumpy road, it'll actually slow traffic down. So forget about speed bumps. Just let the maintenance of the roads go to nothing, and it'll slow people down at least a little bit. Do a little traffic calming. Just beat up the road. Just beat up the road more. see if this guy's gonna fly through the intersection. No, just watching that Land Rover Range Rover, whatever they're called. What is that, like a brand of car, I guess? Or is that just a model of like Jeep or something? Jeep Chrysler, I don't know. I think it's an expensive vehicle. You know, this is an expensive bike though, by the way. It's like $1,000 bike I'm riding, stock. I got other components on it, obviously, or that are my choosing that add more value to it. But you know, it's like my whole thing is riding a bike. You know, some people spend tens of thousands of dollars on a car. You know, I'm the stereotypical guy who spends a bit of money on his bike. And then I do actually have a sedan, but you know, I buy a cheaper model, you know, car, because it still gets you from point A to point B just like any other, you know, $80,000 vehicle. That's the way I look at it, at least. And also, since, you know, I'm not spending much time in it, I ride my bike all the time, so obviously I want to spend money on my bike. Woo! Other great things I like, this is the, see this light here is a exposure Strata MK6. It's an old version, but I really like this bike light. People always ask me about, like, what is my bike light? Let's go straight here. Bumpy. And it is a, I think it's a British brand, but again, another thing you can buy online, or you could have maybe your local bike shop order something similar, possibly from a different brand. I'm not sure how that works exactly with local bike shops, but they probably have contracts with certain suppliers, so they can't be supplying competitors' stuff. But I really like it. You can find something similar in another brand, I'm sure. It's this guy really wants around me. To sort of decrease people getting around you if it really bothers you that much, don't ride near the shoulder of the road, you know, ride out in the middle more. That's gonna really prevent people. They'll still probably go around you. Could get more dangerous though, because they go way into the opposing traffic lane, but that's on them. They're doing some construction over here. Let's take a look at that. Let's go around. You know, says like water pipe. I don't know if we can, looks like there's a tag on one of them. Let's see here. I don't know if we can read it. Let me set up my bike here a second. There's a tag on one of the pipes. Let's give them a little advertisement. Westlake Pipe and Fitting, manufactured October 1, 2022. 2022. Here's my bike here. It's a, like I said, Wobbly Lightning. I love the color. They call it Midnight Blue. I don't know if they carry this color anymore. You can get custom colors from them though. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I've never been sponsored by anybody on my channel, and I've chosen to keep it that way because that's how I roll. I do appreciate if you click on any of the ads on YouTube, but you know, keep in mind, it doesn't go all to me. You know, a good sum of it all goes to YouTube. That's fine. They host all my videos. I got like, I don't know, 900 videos. I don't know, more than 900. I don't think I've had my 1000th video yet. I should certainly do something special when I do. Let's go actually this way. When I do end up doing that, it's the afternoon time after work. I'm just screwing around right now on the road. It's screwing around on the roads. Get off the road. Getting a little exercise. Just going from point A to point B. I'm gonna go through some of the parks. See the sights and sounds of some neat things today on the bike. Other things are, yeah, so I can actually show you this bike light a little more. Let me pull off to the side here when it's safe to do so. Right over here. It's really bumpy. Into the gravel we go. Into the gravel we go. Let's show you this light. So it's actually got, one thing I really like about the Exposure Strata, USE I think is the name of the company, USE, I don't know. It's got this little pin under here. You gotta pull down real hard and then it just lifts off. I find this connection point to be very firm. I go over like really bad roads, and this connection, I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's got a pin and like a screw head here, and then it clicks. And it's like, it's solidly on there. I mean, it's not, it's like almost integrated now into the handlebars. It's a great design. It's got a wedge here. It's probably the wedge that's wedging inside this thing that keeps it really in place. I'm guessing that's how it works. It's got a digital readout on the back here. There goes a bicyclist. If I double press on this, it'll come on. See, it's on now. You can't see because it's daylight, but it's super bright. This one says it's got, what is that, 10 hours? That's all right. I guess that is right. That's on the low mode. No, that's the high mode. Okay, there you go. It's got 2 hours, 50 minutes. It's about a 3-hour long light with the brightness. You got all different modes. But yeah, I really love this light. Oh, here you go. It says it right back here. It's 1,000 lumens. But really what you got to watch for is how they spend those lumens. It's got to cut off so it doesn't just go up into the sky, because that's wasted lumens. Some of the mountain biking lights, like for riding in the woods, don't have that sort of cutoff. The cutoff is kind of meant, by cutoff I mean where the beam of the light goes. The cutoff primarily for a road bike is meant just not to shine into other road users' eyes, but you also don't want to be wasting, you know, lumens. What is a lumen? It's just a measurement of light, basically. And there's a difference there. It's like lumens and then lux. I don't remember the name, what the difference is of those, but basically the higher the number, the brighter the light. For the, you know, for Joe Schmo, that's all you need to know. And 1,000 lumens is excellent for the road. Now, if you're gonna ride in the woods at night, you know, maybe you go through the woods and part of your commute or something, bump. Depends on how thick the woods are, how deep into the woods you're going, but there are lights out there with the LED technology that you may want to consider. You can get up to 2,000, 4,000 lumens, probably more nowadays. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit. This is a very wide road, so I can do that a little bit. I don't want to get in the door zone of the parked cars. When there aren't cars parked on this road, the road is approximately, I'd have to guess, almost 14 feet wide. So that's wide enough to share the lane as far as I'm concerned. If you can have a, they don't have a stop sign, I don't think. Let that Mustang go. I don't think they have a stop sign there because there's a train tracks. But, oh man, wasn't there another derailment? I thought I read about that. It happens probably more often than we think. More often than I think. It's just not really big news if no one's hurt. A train comes off the tracks. I do love the trains though. I do love the trains. The trains. I was thinking about that the other day. One of the last things that happened before the pandemic that happened, the pandemic COVID scare, was the Boeing, was it Boeing? Max jet planes. It's like they're all grounded. But now, that all happened before the pandemic, so a lot of people probably forgot about it. I think it was one of the last major stories before the headlines were just full up with all the health scares. And they're flying them again now, so I don't know, I guess during that time period they fixed whatever the problem was. Plane travel is pretty dang safe though, except it's arguably worse for the environment than driving a car if you're gonna travel a long distance. Although I've heard it both ways, that jet fuel is not as bad for the environment as a car. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. It seems like it takes an extreme amount of energy to get up into the air. But I guess once you're in the air, you're just kind of gliding. So maybe that's a bit of it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Webster Groves, Missouri. It's down here. I'm gonna make a right and get on the bike trail. Gotta cut through this shopping center though to do that. There's another cyclist. I waved to him, but I'm just about to wave myself over here. I gotta wait for this car. I'm gonna slow down. This car is everywhere, actually. There we go. Boy, used to take this trail actually coming to work years ago. I didn't do it all the time, but there was this trail where they had the dip coming up here. underneath a bridge, and when I ran through with some, like, it's amazing, like some things you remember. I got video of it, of course, so that's probably part of what I remember, but going through a flooded zone down here, because we're in a floodplain right now. Interesting fun fact, there's a map of the county that shows where all the floodplain is, and the map just happens to be drawn so the floodplain goes right up to the front doors of all those businesses, but it does not, I don't believe that it's drawn such that it's shown inside the buildings, you know? So they either, or all the above, made sure they built the buildings far enough from the creek here to the left so it wouldn't flood, and possibly political connections so they didn't have to do anything extra special like elevate the floors or whatever to prevent flooding, because, hey, you know, the map shows we're just outside the floodplain, so we're good until it floods. Hey, that's the risk they're taking. No one lives in those businesses, of course. They're just businesses, so if they flood, it's kind of the property owner's problem, I guess, right? I guess the point where the government needs to worry, though, is tax revenue, because the business is flooded, they're not generating sales tax, and that's less revenue, and then the government has less money. So I don't know. But the government wants to attract businesses too, right? So you want to allow them to build as near to a floodplain as possible, right? I guess they should just make all the floodplains parks, right? Land's valuable. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Woo. Pretty though. Pretty woods. Pretty creek down there. Looks like they finally cleaned this up here a bit. Textile is at work. Doesn't look so bad right now. It was really flooded out. This is Deer Creek Park in Maplewood, Missouri. I head over into Webster Groves. Deer Creek Park. It's actually two parks with the same name, just in two different little municipalities. They happen to be adjacent to each other. There's a creek, and this creek happens to also be called Deer Creek. See, I show you through here. They got a bridge there. That bridge is a train bridge. A train goes across that. Water's kind of high. You can see there's like a outlet there for a storm sewer or something just pouring into the creek. A lot of people don't realize, I think I probably said it on my channel before, when the wastewater systems get overloaded with handling just an influx of water, they actually open up, there's valves, I guess, and they just open them up and just dump all the untreated wastewater, or mostly untreated wastewater, like sewage and stuff, just directly into the creeks and stuff when they're overloaded due to a big rainstorm. People don't realize that, but there's really no other better way about dealing with it. I guess you could build a whole bunch of tanks or something to hold all of that, but that seems a little impractical. I don't know. So I was always wondering if you could cut through over here. There's a little tunnel here. It goes underneath the train tracks, but then there's a gate down there. I think I rode my bike down through the tunnel once. It's just full of gravel, and there's no way around the gate. Like, there's not a access road or anything that is public that I could take to find a way to get across the train tracks, really. But it's one of the funnest things about bike commuting is trying to find all the little secret shortcuts. It seems like a little secret there. I don't know if it's even shown on the Google Maps. Like, there's a little tunnel that goes underneath the ground there, but it does. It just connects to that private business, I think. Anyway, back on topic. Other things I love. Stop at the top of the hill here. I love these pedals. These are DMR vault pedals. I'd totally buy more of them. Basically, what I like in a pedal is a big platform and some sharp little spikes on it. These are basically just screw heads. I can't remember what you call those things. But yeah, I did a video, I think, explaining a little bit of those pedals. DMR, Volt pedals. I think the pair weighs a pound or something, so they're pretty heavy pedals, but I love them. You know, I got a light, you know, it's like I'm talking about, oh, nice lightweight bike, but I put really heavy pedals on the bike. I just like them. I like things made out of metal. I like just solid things that also are made well and don't just fall apart or bend or flex too much. Metal is intrinsic in that it intrinsically bendable, malleable, but I still like metal. I like the feel, the solid material. It doesn't feel super cheapo. They can get some nice carbon fiber bikes that there's different variations of quality of carbon fiber, just there are different various qualities of steel. Although to a normal person, probably not really gonna notice a huge difference. Let's go this way. I think I can still get on that little trail over there if I thought there was another entrance, maybe not. Oh yeah, right here. Barnacle Park, I think that's what they call this park. Let's go this way. Ooh-wee. Bike racks. Looks like those are bolted in the ground. You gotta tug on them though to make sure they're actually bolted to the ground. So you don't want your bike stolen. So I always want your bike in your sight. Other things I really like, I wouldn't say I really like it, but I often buy this SRAM bar tape. It's cheap, or it used to be cheap. It used to be one of the cheaper tapes, like less than 10 bucks for like the full handlebar. It's like a cork or something. It just gets the job done. So I'd totally buy it again. What else? What else have I bought? I've bought some things too that also wasn't money well spent. I used to have a carbon fiber bike. I think it was Eastway, wasn't it? It was a brand name. It was an internet bike. Maybe that was part of the problem. You know, I never really fell in love with it. It was a nice bike, but I feel like I spent too much money on it. It was, make a left here, but I gotta wait for traffic. It was, that guy let me go. He flashed his lights, let me know I could move. A little uncomfortable sitting in the middle of the road there on a hill. People coming up over the crest and they don't really expect to see a bike just stopped in the road there. A car could be stopped in the road. Where does this go? Let's go this way. I think this just goes downhill. I used to take this too. Whoa.
Get over here.
Don't want to kill the dog. I think I did another video talking about being chased by a dog. I've never actually been chased by, well, I take that back. I probably have, I just don't remember because nothing bad happened. Of being chased by a dog on a bike. And what are some things you can do about that? I'm getting off topic now. Everything's coming in my head right now. Everything's happening to BikeBlogger. Oh, you get like a whistle or something. You could keep a whistle around your neck. Yeah, I used to come up this way also as a, let's go this way. It's a bike commute. I come up this hill and I always remember this part. It's like really steep. Last time. It's because I had no momentum, basically coming off the road. And I do love my single speed. I will work through the pain of climbing hills on a single speed. Because it's that much more satisfying when I get to the top. Rah, rah, rah. But now going back to that carbon fiber bike, it was I got the whole deal. You know, I got multi-speed carbon fiber. It had, I think, Shimano, Ultegra, Di2. It was kind of new at the time. Early 2010s. Maybe now it wasn't, maybe it wasn't that new. But it was, you know, pretty much top of the line, what you think, at least for a commuter bike. And it just Just didn't jive with me. Still went back to my my single speed bicycle. Just love the single speed bike. Up the hill, tires. Not really jazzed about tires. There's no real tires I really love. Actually, I take that back. On a road bike, not really, but on a bike that can take wider tires, cyclocross, I always loved the Schwalbe Marathon Supreme tires because I never got a flat tire with them for years. I rode with those tires on one of my bikes, and always were great tires. I don't think they make that tire anymore. I remember trying to buy them. I'm sure they're kind of part of the technology of some of their other brand name lines of tires. Schwalbe does. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Schwalbe or Schwalbe? It's German. I don't know. Someone can correct in the comment section below. Up the hill. Up the hill. Woo. I know some people, I know I always pronounce Moto Beacon, I think is what they called it, wrong. It's actually, I think that's French or something. And I think someone said it was supposed to be pronounced Motobeacon. I don't know. I don't have that bike anymore. It's kind of been replaced, so I have a Specialized. Ooh, there's an American brand I can pronounce. Specialized single speed bike. Let's go this way. I really like this little, you probably noticed in some of my videos, got this, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, I got this little mirror, kind of unique to the BikeBlogger. I like to attach it to my down tube so I can kind of just look down and see what's going on behind me without turning my head. Turning your head works just about as well. But it's a nice little rear view mirror. Works out real well. You could put a mirror like out on the side of your handlebars too, like a bigger mirror. That's certainly possible. It's probably what most people do. You could also put a mirror on your helmet. I've seen that. That seems like a great idea in terms of having just like a mirror right in your face, kind of, so you can just look off to the side of your eye without even moving your neck or anything. Let's make a left. I don't think they got a stop sign, so we'll wait. Again, because there's a, there's a railroad track over there, so you don't obviously want people queuing up after you pass the railroad track. Let's make a left. What road is this? Oakwood Avenue. Let's go this way. We're in Webster Groves, Missouri right now. Woo! Let's see where this goes. I think it's just gonna circle back to one of the main avenues. Back in here, you got some pretty massive houses. At least I think they're big houses around here. A lot of older houses or new houses that they built to make them look like they're older houses. That's a thing too. All right. So this is Orchard Avenue. Let's make a right here, I guess. See where this go. This is still Orchard to the right. Whee! A lot of pretty trees. Let's go up the hill here, see where this, what street's up there. A bunch of little trees there. Right between the twigs. Right between the twigs. Passing Spencer and Orchard. This looks like a bigger road, maybe. Whew. It's the afternoon, like I said, I think it's about 6 p.m. Lockwood Avenue, yeah, this is the main thoroughfare. Let's make a right, maybe. Wait for some traffic. There's a motorbike and a car. They gotta stop at the stop sign. There he goes. And that guy just kind of almost went through the stop sign. I'm gonna make a left here, actually. Let's go down Sylvester. Isn't that the name of the putty cat? Twitty and Sylvester. Let's go this way. Looney Tunes. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. I mean, we got a theme park called Six Flags. It's Looney Tune themed. Do people even watch cartoons anymore? I guess so. I don't know. I grew up watching cartoons, at least. When I think cartoons, I think, you know, cartoons like sketches, hand drawn. So much stuff is computer animated nowadays, though. I guess you'd still call that cartoons. I don't even know. Actually, now I'm just rambling. Where the word cartoonism comes from. Car and tune. I don't know. Let's go down Swoon. I don't know. Left. Let's go this way. Woo. Smaller houses along here. More moderate sized houses. Watching the door zone. Another bigger road. I think this is Elm. Another thoroughfare. Or no, actually that's probably up the hill from here. This is Spring. Or no, Spring. Spring is another one. This is Selma. Everything kind of mashes together back in here. It's all residential. Up another hill. A lot of nice, gentle rolling hills back in here. Woo. Oh, this is Big Bend. I don't know where Elm is. The roads kind of go diagonal. They don't go north, south, east, west. So I'm probably just getting confused because of that. Whew. So wait a moment here. I'll make a left when it's clear. There's no cars from the right, but the left has a little bit of traffic. A lot of traffic. Couple more cars. One more guy. And now we get to go. Let's get into the road here. I like this old kind of maroon concrete. I know I've mentioned that before. I like the kind of the red, tan, sand sort of colored concrete versus the, you know, the gray concrete. I'm not sure if you get an option when you like replacing the roads. Like, can you pick what color? Okay, this guy turned on the signal, so we'll wait for him. He had his signal off there for a minute. Don't know why. It's on Big Bend Boulevard, going past Webster University to the right there, to the right. It's Webster Groves, or Webster University, not Webster Groves. Some pretty flowers to the left. It's a local, is this guy going through the red light? No. I mean, he looked like he was just about to go through the red light. Webster University is a private university. It's I think it's an artsy university, and by that I mean it's not so much Bachelor of Science based, although I think they have a pretty well-known business school. So they got business. I think a popular business degree is an MBA, right? Which is a Master of Business Administration. I don't know if that's an art degree or a science degree, or maybe there's an option for either. Like if your curriculum is a little more science-based or arts-based. So we're going Like I said, we're on Big Bend Boulevard right now. I'm heading through the old Orchard, is that the name of it? Section of the town. Used to be a whole bunch of little local businesses, and it still kind of is. I gotta get behind. Actually, let's go on straight here. I think I need to get over though. What I can do is, I know there is actually a way around this, I think. Let's make a right here. There's a McDonald's there, of course. Yeah, they fought, I think the local city fought hard to not have a McDonald's there, but they eventually did build it. Let me try making I'm gonna go straight here. This is just going to dead end down here though. So what I'm gonna actually have to do is, I think, go around. I'm gonna go around the businesses here. So I think there is a back road. I haven't ever done this in one of my videos, but I believe there's a back road here. Only because that guy's flying down this little road here. Only because this train tracks here, and I'm, kind of, like I said, obsessive about trains. So I like to try to follow the tracks to see where they all go. And so this one just leads back up to this road over here. And then I can go down, continue down Big Bend Boulevard by making a left at this stop sign up here. I could also go right and then left. I don't know. Never really done that before on a bike. I got a couple options, I guess, right? I'll go this way though. I don't think that little road continues. What I can do is I can make a right up here. I just passed part of the, kind of the coolest part, unfortunately, of the little downtown area though. So what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna have to move over because there's parked cars along this road. So we'll just simply signal and move over. The signal, move over. There we go. Just gotta get around this chunk of cars. And then I can move pretty much over right away again. It's kind of chill. So what I'm doing, pretty much I'm doing a full loop. I'm heading back to Maplewood, Missouri now. Could almost share this road, this lane with this parked car, but I'm not really gonna try that. Move over a little bit more than that. You need at least 3 feet. Is that 3 feet? I don't know. Maybe just about 3 feet there. So we're coming up on Laclede Station Road. It turns into Hanley up near Brentwood. That's where I used to live. To the left is northbound. We're heading eastbound now. We're gonna go straight through this intersection. Anything else, bike blogger? I don't know. If you have a question, leave in the comment section below. Hopefully I can answer it. I am a busy guy, but I try to answer people's questions when I get a chance. If you're wondering, like, what am I using here or there or whatnot, my camera is a GoPro, just because, I don't know. I haven't really tried other brands. GoPro's the brand name sports camera. I know there's a whole bunch of clones, probably just as good, if not slightly better, for less money. I've just always kind of stuck to GoPro because I always loved their, I used to have a GoPro 3 Black Plus, whatever, something like that. And it worked so well. I think I had a total of 4 of them or something at one point in time because I wanted different angles on my bike, you know, like the backward facing view and the side views even and stuff. And it worked so well for so long. I loved it, you know. But then I got a GoPro 8 Black, I think is what it's called, what I'm using now. And I had so many problems with it eventually. Now I'm fine, but I can't seem, I don't know what the problem is. You could blame the memory cards or whatever. I tried several cards. What seems to be working for me right now is I'm using a 64 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro card, I think, something like that. More expensive cards, but not a lot of memory. And then I'm hooking it up. I got it hooked up to an external battery pack so I can go, you know, for like 3-4 hours without worrying about battery dying. Because I found the GoPro batteries just, I don't know, they overheat, they just don't work or something. So I got like kind of a whole harness system going. It works for me though. And I'm on my bike so I can carry all this stuff, but that's just what seems to work. I used to be able to just use the GoPro, you know, batteries and not have wires and stuff around me. But you know, that had to change that up. That's okay. Here goes the Amazon van to the left. Alrighty. So I can sneak around back here behind this SUV through the big bin of liquor. Let's go get our liquor. We'll end the video here before I show everyone I'm drunk on a bike. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Let's go left here. We're in Maplewood, Missouri now, I think. Watch out for the blind spot. And this little road here, actually. And yeah, so now we're just gonna head back home, I think. Let's go back up this way. Head back up to the railroad tracks, more railroad tracks. I couldn't tell you if it's the same railroad track that was by earlier when I was going behind those businesses. And man, that one guy, he just came barreling down that road. That startled me a bit. Fortunately, I didn't run into him, but did not expect that. Okay, let's keep going. I think I can actually keep going straight. Sometimes people complain about like, hey, you ran the stop sign. Man, I try to set a good example in my videos, but you know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. It's a lot of work to start and stop all the time at all the stop signs. I think I do better than most people. I slam on the brakes, roll up to the stop sign, and I see it's clear, and then I go. I don't, quote unquote, you know, pedal through the stop signs. I'm always slowing down. Sometimes I put my foot down. I put my foot down. Are you happy? Are you happy? Hey, it's my life. You know, I'm trying to keep myself alive on the roads. Dang cars, I hate the freaking cars. And it's even when they're not moving, all these like parked cars, they're a hazard. The door flings open, it could kill me. So I'm always very careful. And I expect everyone else to do the same. So I said, hey, you know, yeah, do a complete stop at an intersection. I would definitely do that if there's, you know, no clear line of sight, you know, blind spots and stuff. Heck yeah, I'm not stupid. I try to be very careful. So I do recommend everybody who rides a bike, don't just keep pedaling right through the stop sign. Just stop pedaling, roll up to the stop sign, squeeze on the brakes. If you gotta stop, stop. Like there, I did a stop, but you know, you wouldn't consider that a complete stop because even though I was stopped, it looked like I was stopped, I didn't put my foot down. And I think to do a complete stop, you gotta put that foot down. Just like in a car, to do a complete stop, you gotta feel that jolt, that backwards momentum sort of jolt, right? That knows that you're, like I am now completely stopped. So many people. Now it could be a cultural thing, it could be a regional thing. I rarely ever see a car in a residential area do a complete stop. They're always rolling through the stop signs. Now that's a thing that's just a society problem, you know? We should all try to set a good example though, and I understand that, so I apologize if I offend anybody. Not doing a complete stop at every stop sign. Maybe I'll make that a point, you know, in the next video. I'll make a complete stop at every stop sign. And I'll try to figure out like, hey, is it really that much harder or not? Or is it just a real inconvenience to me? And maybe I should be doing complete stops at all stop signs. I don't know, what do you think? You can leave something in the comment section below. Tell me, BikeBlogger, don't roll a stop sign, we want you around. Hey, yeah, I totally understand that. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I want to stop. I want to stop this madness. I'm like, look here. I did a complete stop, but I didn't stop at the stop line. So that's another problem. I don't think that was, you know, legal, right? You can stop at a crosswalk, you know, roll your vehicle forward and stop at a crosswalk. But if there's a stop line, you know, adjacent to a stop sign, that's where you got to make your first stop. Now, if you need to roll forward to be able to see because there's a blind spot and stop a second time before you enter the intersection, I think that's perfectly legal if it's not, you know, a signaled intersection with lights. But man, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all this stuff. I just know we got to do what we got to do to get through life, be safe, and be safe such that we don't cause harm to other people as well. Be considerate. Be considerate. But I definitely do have the mentality of being a little bit aggressive, a little bit assertive, and you just gotta kind of pretty much assume people don't see you, like you're a ghost on the road. And that's pretty much goes for everybody, because everybody's texting and driving. I think my state of misery is looking to pass a law to make texting while driving illegal. Is that really going to change anything though? I don't think so. It's not gonna like scare, I don't know. Like, you know, years ago, they didn't used to have seatbelts in cars, but then people started wearing them eventually. So I don't know. It's kind of for their own health though. If people get scared into like almost having an accident while texting, that is probably the most motivator thing to get them to stop texting while driving. But it may only last for a couple weeks, if that. So I'm going to assume that you know, assume the worst in people pretty much. I hate to be negative like that, but sometimes you gotta be pretty pessimistic about things. Here, I'm gonna make a right here. Here, there's like a motorcycle or something up ahead there. You got a helmet on. See, I think I could be wrong about this, but I think in my state, now you go across the state border, things change. The reality, it doesn't change, but the law changes. I think you're not required to wear a helmet on any kind of bike, you know, bicycle or a motorcycle, if you're an adult. And that's a whole nother weird thing. Like what is an adult? Some states consider an adult like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old, I think. But then again, it just depends on the law. Like I think even like a 14-year-old in some places, if they are convicted of murdering somebody, can be charged as an adult, you know, and then put in like the actual prison with the adults. That's crazy. To think that, you know, you're 14 years old and that's like the end of your life. I guess the moral of that story is don't kill anybody. It's like if you wanna live, don't kill other people. Anyway, oh my gosh, I'm just way off topic. Anyway, thanks for watching on the Bike Blogger. This is the Bike Blogger Show. If you have more questions about bike stuff, leave them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer it. We have a lot of other great viewers. They have a lot of other great opinions on things, and they can probably help you out too. So it's all about trying to inspire people to ride their bike more on this channel and to help a fellow cyclist out. Thanks for watching. I'm Bike Blogger. We'll see you next week. Stop! Stop! Oh, thank goodness I stopped. Whew.